It was supposed to be a season of promise, of rebuilding, of fire and passion under one of football's most iconic managers. But tonight, the story takes a shocking turn. Jose Mourinho, the man who has walked the touchlines of Europe's greatest clubs, has been sacked by Fenerbahce after just a little more than a year in charge. The announcement comes only 2 days after Fenerbahce's painful Champions League playoff exit at the hands of Benfica, and it has left fans in Turkey and around the footballing world stunned. The club's official statement was brief, almost cold, saying Mourinho had parted ways with Fenerbahce, thanking him politely for his efforts and wishing him well. But behind those carefully chosen words lies a truth that fans immediately recognised. This was not a mutual farewell. A senior club official later confirmed bluntly to the BBC, Mourinho has been sacked. Just like that, his chapter in Istanbul comes to an end. And let's pause for a moment here, because this is not just another headline. This is Mourinho, a man whose career has been built on drama, brilliance and controversy in equal measure. A man who has lifted the Champions League trophy with Porto and Inter Milan, who brought 3 Premier League titles to Chelsea, and who gave Manchester United their last European trophy back in 2017. And yet, here we are, telling the story of another turbulent exit. If you're someone who doesn't want to miss these unbelievable football stories as they unfold, hit that subscribe button right now, because this ride is only getting more dramatic. Mourinho's time in Turkey was always going to be fiery. From the start, his reputation for confrontation followed him. Yes, he guided Fenerbahce to a respectable second-place finish in the league, but his one season was overshadowed by conflict. Galatasaray, their fiercest rivals, accused Mourinho of making racist remarks after a tense 0-0 draw in February. Galatasaray even threatened criminal proceedings. Mourinho, furious at the accusations, rejected them entirely, calling himself the opposite of racist. And he fired back with a lawsuit against the club, demanding damages of nearly 2 million Turkish lira. It was the sort of storyline that only Mourinho could produce. High tension, courtroom drama, a fight not just on the pitch, but in the headlines too. Add to that his constant criticism of referees in Turkey, which earned him a 4-match ban, later reduced to 2, and you begin to see the picture. This was a marriage destined to end in chaos. One of the defining Mourinho moments came not even in Turkey, but in Europe. Last October, during a Europa League clash against Manchester United, Mourinho was sent off. After the match, with cameras flashing and microphones waiting, he dropped a line that stunned many. He said that one day he wanted to manage a team at the very bottom of the Premier League table, so that he could avoid UEFA competitions altogether. It was classic Mourinho, part honesty, part sarcasm, part theatre, but it also hinted at something deeper. Maybe, just maybe, he had grown weary of the endless battles in European football. For Fenerbahce, though, this isn't just the end of a chapter. This is a wound. They had pinned their hopes on him, a coach with glittering history, a man who gave Roma their only European trophy in 2022 with the Conference League win. They believed he could lift them into the elite. Instead, after one season, after controversy, and after one brutal Champions League elimination, the project lies broken. And yet, even as we discuss his fall, it's impossible not to feel that electric buzz around his name. Jose Mourinho is not just a football coach. He is a character, a headline, a storm that sweeps through clubs, leaving memories, trophies, and sometimes destruction. The question on everyone's mind tonight is simple. What's next for him? Does he go back to England, to a struggling club at the bottom as he once teased? Does he take on a new European adventure? Or does he finally step away from the touchline after decades of relentless spotlight? One thing is certain, Mourinho's story is never truly over. He has been written off before, only to rise again. He has been doubted, accused, even despised at times. And yet he remains one of the most fascinating figures in world football. And if you want to be here for the next twist in his incredible journey, for the next shocking quote, the next fiery press conference, then make sure you hit that subscribe button, because the Jose Mourinho saga is far from finished. For now, though, his time in Istanbul has ended in bitterness. The man who promised so much leaves behind a fractured club, a disappointed fan base, and yet another chapter in his career filled with controversy, drama, and unforgettable moments. Football has a way of moving fast, of writing new stories before the ink of the last one has dried. But this story, the sacking of Jose Mourinho by Fenerbahce, will echo for a long time to come.